Kristopher Lorren here to discuss the Colonial Pipeline ransomware attack that initially occurred on May 7th, 2021. Now, with the ever-increasing and ever-changing sophistication and innovations of these new cyber criminals using cyber threats and attacks that continue to increase risk to infrastructure and the need for emergency management and homeland security collaborations to help combat these criminals. For illustration, the collaboration of the Cybersecurity and Infrastructure Security Agency, or CISA, the Federal Bureau of Investigations, or FBI, the Department of Homeland Security, or DHS, and business continuity cybersecurity experts and teams to maintain systems to build disaster resilience with connections to economic stability, public safety, and national security. The Colonial Pipeline headquarters are located in Alpharetta, Georgia, as seen there in the top picture, which is the actual building of the central office, and operates as a private energy logistics organization that transports refined petroleum products through the extensive pipeline system that includes but is not limited to jet fuel, diesel, and gasoline, as the infrastructure became the primary source of the Eastern U.S. energy resource distribution. According to the Colonial Pipeline website, they serve many citizens, residents, and visitors along the inland seashore from the Gulf Coast to the northeast coast of the U.S. Also, the Colonial Pipeline, or energy infrastructure, continues to perpetuate updates to maintain technological advancement since 1962, when they first started building, and going into 1963, and also by going from transporting approximately 240,000 barrels of fuel per day to now transporting over 2.5 million barrels, or approximately 100 million gallons of fuel daily, and that is done through about 5,500 miles of pipeline. Now, as we see on the graph, the pipeline runs from Houston, Texas to Linden, New Jersey. So let's look at the massive pipeline going through each state. We'll begin at the top, of course, with New Jersey, and we see as the pipeline runs through Pennsylvania, and then it gets through and into Delaware, also into Maryland, and through Virginia. Now, it also goes directly through the North and South Carolinas, directly through Georgia, Alabama, and Mississippi, while branching off into Tennessee and into Louisiana and plumb down to Texas. In addition, the DOJ reported the cyber criminal group called the Dark Side attacked the Colonial Pipeline with ransomware and caused approximately 12,000 gas stations to experience fuel shortages in the aftermath of this vicious cyber attack, and revealed a dependency on energy distribution through economic and public insecurities that were displayed by behavioral reactions that led to gas concerns, rising gas pumps, and panic buying that continually increased, as so did the long lines to the gas pumps. According to the New York Times, the cyber attack was directly linked to the billing department of the Colonial pipeline, and with no charges or no way to receive payment from customers, they shut down the entire computer system. And although the Colonial pipeline made a great and excellent decision by shutting down operations to prevent further harm and to protect public safety, because it would have been very much worse had the operational systems not been shut down. Yet, the FBI traced the funds that were extorted by the dark side through an electronic financial investigation that revealed funds were placed in at least 23 different accounts with deposits from the dark side cyber criminal group. Now, the U.S. Department of Justice also reported that although the FBI located 75 bitcoins worth $4 million, a special key that was confidential, or a password that gave the FBI access to the funds, contributed to the seizure of about 63.7 bitcoins with a value of approximately $2.3 million that was paid only as part of the ransom of the dark side ransomware group after the cyber attack, while approximately a month later the Bitcoin prices begin to decrease. Risk are the probability of a threat to vulnerable areas that result in adverse results. For illustration, reputational, operational, financial damages to businesses or organizations that form internal and external factors through the sophistication of these advanced cyber threats and cyber attacks that hurt public perception and public relations, as human error is the #1 contributor to cybersecurity breaches. For example, institutions and businesses try to manage software weaknesses, human error, and the lack of updated technology or security protocols. Now, McKinsey and Company also reported cybersecurity resilience as managing operations during cyber disruptions with business continuity even after sophisticated cyber attacks, or managing human error through regular employee training programs that help them identify phishing and practice building secure passwords or adhere to cybersecurity protocols. For instance, a simulated cyber attack drill that teaches employees to be more proactive to fight against cyber criminals would highly benefit organizations. Now, the critical infrastructure protection with advanced technologies and generative AI and large language models do have the potential to stop and prevent infrastructure cyber attacks and threats, as AI targets infiltrations of cyber criminals to protect critical national infrastructure that include maintaining risk management in all hazards, maintaining cyber and physical threats to the integrity of critical national infrastructure, maintaining business continuity planning, or BCP, with incident response strategies, maintaining management of long-term or immediate consequences of failures, maintaining continual assessments of critical national infrastructure security status, maintaining continual testing of penetration in systems to identify infrastructure weaknesses, maintaining mitigation security through antivirus software, cryptography methods, intrusion detection systems, or firewalls, maintaining continual software and hardware updates, especially for outdated systems, maintaining staff and volunteer cybersecurity training, maintaining the enforcement of policies, procedures, and compliance with cybersecurity, maintaining coordination and cooperation of international cyber threats through shared goals, maintaining collaborations with experts in industry and threat intelligence sharing to stay ahead of cyber criminals domestically and internationally. Therefore, the Colonial Pipeline ransomware attack revealed cybersecurity defenses of infrastructure vulnerabilities. However, these weaknesses, losses, and risk provided learning experiences to improve the four processes of emergency management and improve resilience after future cyber threats or against future cyber threats. Now, the case increases cyber awareness, cyber practices, and evolving risk to defend the infrastructure of the United States of America and our allies while locating cyber threats, cyber attacks, and cyber criminals for prosecution with continued technological advancements. Thank you for your time and consideration in this matter. Until next time, Kristopher Lorren.